is Girish and this is One Ki Baat. It has been exactly 42 days since a few trees in Aarey were cut by the government and a group of citizens tried to stop them from doing that, and they were lathi charged and dragged and women were manhandled. I was not in this town. I've been living in Bombay, by the way, for the longest time of my life. I've been here for 22 years and Aarey is basically in my backyard. So I'm trying to figure out what exactly happened in the city and why was it such a big deal. We're going to be talking to people who are already experts and who've been part of the movement right from the get-go. Today we have with us Dumbledore from Chembur, if you just have a look at him. This is Mr. Ganga. We're going to be talking to him about why exactly you fit into this picture and how did your journey start with Save Aarey? Like, where did you come into the picture?
Actually, Save Aarey, before the movement started, one fine morning in the Times of India, there was a newspaper headline which said metro car shed is going to be coming up in Aarey. So a couple of my friends, we have been trekking in Aarey for a long time, we decided to go there, and we found that even the barricades were not put up. What you see now, it was an open land full of trees, and we said, here is the place where it is going to come up. And there was a friend of mine, his name is Jigar, नाम से भी जिगरी है वो. हम लोग वहाँ मिले and we tried to get people to, rebel against what is happening, क्या हो रहा है. With a lot of difficulty, after 2 weeks, we managed to get 5 people.
Okay.
That was all. This was about 5.5 years ago. And slowly then we said, अभी क्या करें? The social media was not that powerful at that time. So we couldn't muster enough traction to get people. Then finally the movement started without me, but I got involved somewhere along the line and I came back to the Save Aarey movement, and I was happy that what was 5.5 years ago became 2000 now.
Yeah.
So there is probably for the first time in any city that people, public, are rebelling against what is being done to the environment.
Right.
For the first time ever.
So you are known for the Silent Valley documentary and there was some action that happened through it. Would you like to tell our viewers what was that all about?
Silent Valley was when I was very young, 23, that was some 200 years ago. And we had gone to Kerala to find out what is happening to Silent Valley. And we discovered the Kerala state government is going to build a hydroelectric project there, and it was a dam. And already the foundation of the dam was done. So, there was a lot of movement in Kerala, grassroots level, against it because it was an evergreen forest, and there are very few evergreen forests in the world, forget about India. So we wanted to save this forest, and we went there and we found out the foundation stone was already done, and government had spent about 2 crores.
Already?
Already.
In those days?
Government, those days. And when the central government asked them to stop work because of the grassroots movement that was happening in Kerala and all over India, Kerala government said, give us our 2 crores back and then we'll stop work. But central government said, we didn't ask you to start work, why should you? So the whole case was sub judice, the case was going on. And it was even writing about Silent Valley was banned at that time. Still photography was banned. Being a young guy, angry young man, and there were 6 more of us, we smuggled a camera inside.
Smuggled a camera?
Yes, a 16mm Bolex camera.
Right.
And we shot there for 17 days. And we made a documentary. And we came back and showed it to people here. And we wanted to show it to everybody, as in all over India. So we needed a censor certificate. So we went to the censor board. They banned it. They said no Silent Valley film because you are...
They silenced the Silent Valley document.
Yeah, they tried to. But then we said, we want to show this film. They said, no, this is totally one-sided. This is anti-dam. And you are not showing any advantages of the dam. We said there are no advantages. So if there are no advantages, how do we show it? So our film has to be one-sided. It is anti-dam, but we want to show it. They said nothing good. So finally we got SP Godrej, Soli Godrej, who was the head of the Godrej group of industries. He and a lady called Mrs. Variava, she's still there, he's no more. She helped us, the 2 of them helped us get an appointment with Mrs. Gandhi. and we went to Delhi. Indira Gandhi, the one and only. So we took this film to Delhi. She, the Prime Minister of India, India, she spent 18 minutes, because our documentary was 18 minutes long. She actually sat through from the beginning to the end of the film.
Right.
And that kind of convinced her that this is such a wonderful place that it has to be declared a sanctuary. But instead of declaring it as a sanctuary, we showed the film in '79. She declared it a national park.
National park.
National park. Even today it's a national park. And nothing has happened in these 40 years that have happened in between. Nothing has come up.
So, having shown this, okay, you have now some history with Indira Gandhi also, apparently. I don't know. Maybe she was like, you know, she was into nature and then she also did it. I've seen our current Prime Minister on, like, with Bear Grylls on Discovery. I know he's also totally into this with nature and all. How did this, like, you know, pan into, like, your experiences with dealing with the government now that you were, like, a part of the movement?
See here, this is a classic case of my answer is no. What did you want to ask? And it is that kind of. So they have decided what they want to do. They are not taking a public opinion. See, when we met her, she was open. She was open to looking at possibilities. Here, the decision is taken. Now, very difficult to convince people if decision is already taken.
Before we begin, I just want to, like, first we need to understand कि forest होता क्या है, ठीक है? मैं assume करो कि मैं स्कूल में नहीं गया, मैं कभी कॉलेज में नहीं गया, मैंने कभी कुछ सीखा नहीं है forest के बारे में. मेरे को पता है कि जंगल होता है, क्योंकि उसमें बहुत सारे पेड़ पौधे और animals होते हैं. तो how would you define a forest? Like, what does it actually mean? Like, you know,
it is a group of trees, which is not just trees. There is an entire network of life. So if you say I have cut just one tree, but when you say you have cut just one tree, you have killed many nests, many birds that are there in that, many butterflies, many insects, many snakes. So it is a whole ecosystem. That is a forest. Forest is not the sum of many trees. It is an entire ecosystem. In a forest, even the forest floor is important. The kind of termites that are there. See, in a forest, what happens is nothing goes waste. For example, there is a bird called barbet. Okay, it is there behind my house. A barbet makes a nest only on the dried branch of a tree, not on a live branch. So they need dried branches. So nothing goes waste. Even a dried branch is used by a particular bird to make its nest. A tree that has fallen down is eaten by the termites. And then termites are eaten by, so it is an entire chain that is happening. So that is a forest, where there is an entire chain which is interdependent. So that is a forest.
So this is, okay, there is primary forest, there is afforested, okay. But I'm saying, let's see, in Bombay, I know Sanjay Gandhi is a national park, right? How Silent Valley is like now a national park, Sanjay Gandhi is also a national park. Is Aarey also, does it under, like, वो भी same ही ambit में आता है या वो कुछ उसका अलग कुछ डेफिनेशन है या वो हाफ फॉरेस्ट है या उसका कुछ सेल्फ आइडेंटिटी क्राइसिस है कि मेरे को पता नहीं मैं फॉरेस्ट हूँ, ऐसे कुछ?
I can tell you what I have done during my college days. I used to be in Ruya and I used to do a lot of trekking. So in the mid 70s, so that is when I was about say 22, we actually used to trek from Mulund. There is a factory there called Johnson & Johnson factory. उसके पीछे से जंगल चालू होता है. From Mulund. So we used to go up to Yeur Hills, go from there to Sanjay Gandhi National Park, which is in Borivali, come to Aarey. So we used to start early in the morning at 5:30, reach Aarey by afternoon, have our packed lunch and come back to Mulund by evening.
Okay.
This we have done many times. So it was an entire continuous stretch of forest. Now if they say it is not a forest and we don't have documents, that is because it was destroyed in a forest in Sachivalaya, in a fire in Sachivalaya.
Okay.
The documents have disappeared.
So basically on legal papers which were there, they were lost in some fire accident.
That is what they are saying.
So that is what they keep saying, that it was lost in like fire, but now we don't have any documents, but it has been.
See, the simple logic is if Sanjay Gandhi National Park is a national park, every national park has something called a buffer zone around it.
Right.
Aarey forest is the buffer zone of Sanjay Gandhi National Park.
Okay.
No, it is not that there is a national park and there is a wall around it. They spill over into the adjoining forest, which is the buffer zone of a forest. So Aarey forest is the buffer zone, was always the buffer zone of Sanjay Gandhi National Park. That is what I meant. I walked from here to Thane to Borivali to Aarey. It was a continuous forest. As I was telling you, any destruction, it is like cancer. It starts at one small point and it spreads like cancer. So probably the first cancerous growth that happened was Film City. That happened there. It spread to your Royal Palms. Golf club within the forest, and the houses, the residential complexes, the offices and stuff like that. And now it has come to the car shed. So it is one cancer which is spreading continuously. You have to cut it, you have to stop it. So whatever is gone is gone. What we can do is to save whatever is left.
Right. Yeah. So when we say like Sanjay Gandhi is a national park, so now wonder what definition of a forest would like. Is it still मतलब है तो वही ना, मतलब बफर एरिया ही है, बस उन लोग ने अलग बोल दिया है, हमने अलग नाम दिया है, लेकिन एक्चुअली अंदर से तो सब एक ही है.
बिल्कुल.
तो फिर हम
see, there was this beautiful site which I was in Meghalaya, and I saw this bird flying from India to Bangladesh. It was soaring, and at one point I said, hey, it's gone to Bangladesh. Visa nahi hai usko, but a bird does not have a visa.
Yeah.
So a leopard doesn't know whether he is in Sanjay Gandhi National Park or Aarey. So there is what is called animal corridors, where people, animals come in and they go back. So if you block it, say for example with a wall, you are actually preventing a natural migration. I will tell you two other examples. Standing at the car shed site, I have seen a bird called crested serpent eagle. Okay.
Eagle.
Crested serpent eagle, which eats only snakes. They don't come in cities. They are there only in forests. So that is a classic case कि ये forest है. अगर वहाँ पे वो bird है, so it means it is a forest. There is another thing in Silent Valley. There are these huge 200-year-old trees which have got roots like that. You know, they spread out like that. They are called buttress roots. They are there to gather the fallen leaves and convert them into fertilizer. The tree does it. Converting soil or dried leaves into fertilizer, the tree does it himself. It is a factory of natural fertilizers. That tree is there in our Aarey colony. I have seen it. Yeah, I can even show you that buttress trees. That is there only in deep forests which are some 200 years old, 300, and trees which are 200 years old.
I'm saying, okay, so this is how you define a forest, right? That these animals are found only in these habitats, you know, that's their natural, that's where they stay, that's their house.
Correct.
But I'm saying, so my house is right like 10 minutes, like Aarey is literally my backyard, okay? I've seen a leopard go through like in my society from the front gate to the back gate going to the forest. Would you say that if there was a leopard seen in my society, would that be a forest? What is the difference between, like, you know, why is that happening? That I see a leopard which is not supposed to be in my society. I know my society is called Green View, but there's nothing green apart from the plants down, you know. So what is it that does something like, why is that?
See, the leopard has not come to your house. You have gone to the leopard's house.
Right.
Your society is built in a place which was its habitat. So it is not coming into your house.
Right.
It is only staying where it was.
Right.
Now you have gone and made a house in their habitat. So you are the intruder.
Right. So because now you've been in Bombay since like so long, and you know you had this experience with Indira Gandhi, how do you see like the government's perspective towards, you know, how they want to go ahead with development? कि हमें भाई पेड़ भी बचाना है और लोगों की मदद भी करनी है. तो वो जमाने से आज के जमाने तक क्या डिफरेंस रहा है?
मेन डिफरेंस इज तभी पेड़ बचाने का कोशिश हो रहा था, अभी पेड़ बेचने का कोशिश हो रहा है. All that you are interested is in selling things off, and they call that development. Selling real estate, selling timber, selling your minerals, selling everything. The difference is everything is being commoditized and sold today. So nobody is interested in selling anything. Becho.
But why do you think this is happening? Why is what changed this?
Wrong priorities. We will realize it, but it will be too late.
So now we see that okay, the government's priority is they're all trying to sell and then make as much profits of it. So in this scenario, then the forest does not have any warden. The government is supposed to be the warden of the forest, but that's also not happening. Because then who was supposed to save the forest, and why does the forest need saving in the first place?
Only water is the only thing Mumbaikar would be interested in. But actually, who would be interested in saving the forest, which provides the water? It would be the people who live there, the Adivasis who live there, because to us, whether the forest is there or not doesn't matter. To them it matters. Their life is very intricately connected with the land where they live. What will you do? You will give them SRA ke andar mein slum. They are not actually slum dwellers, but you will give them something under SRA. Itna land hai, they are connected with that land, and they will be given some house 10 by 10 ka on a 22nd floor. Far away, they will be closer to the sky than the soil. And if you give the land to them, the forest to them, they will look after it. So the people who actually would be interested in saving the forest are people who live there. So who would be interested in saving Aarey? The people of the tribals of Aarey, the Adivasis of Aarey. What is the meaning of Adivasi? The original dweller. That is where they belonged, and that is where they belong even today. For their sake, they will save Aarey.
I have seen a documentary of a current Prime Minister, the Honorable Narendra Modi ji, with Bear Grylls, because he is showing how he's also like very pro-environment, and how he's spent a lot of time in his childhood and when he was growing up in forests, and he had an intricate relationship with it, just like all of us do here in Bombay with Aarey.
भूखे मरेंगे, मजदूरी करेंगे, लेकिन लकड़ी नहीं बेचेंगे, क्योंकि लकड़ी में जीव होता है, हम लकड़ी नहीं काट सकते.
So do you think this situation would be resolved if, like, let's say Bear Grylls decided to make another episode on Discovery with PM Modi coming in and doing something like that?
See, by saying you are pro-nature, Modi is not proving that he is pro-nature. He is just saying that he is pro-nature. Today we have a minister, forest minister. He is widely known as forest clearance minister. Anything you approach him with, he will clear it. So that's the current scenario. So that is the entire setup of everything is for easy clearance. There is no NGT has no power. Everybody is being bulldozed to get what they want in terms of infrastructure development, coastal road, People are trying to put blockage, but that will only slow the matters because they have decided to do it. Kya karega? You can wake up a guy who's sleeping, but you can't wake up a guy who's pretending to sleep.
Alright, so what we've learned from talking to Mr. Ganga is that a forest is not just a bunch of trees standing together, it's a bunch of trees standing together for hundreds and thousands of years, talking to each other, emoting to each other. There have been Adivasis living in this forest for 1,000 years, and I don't know what the government says, but I'm pretty sure that I feel personally that it looks like a forest, it sounds like a forest, it speaks like a forest, That brings us to the end of the first episode with Mr. Ganga in our show called One Ki Baat. Thank you, Mr. Ganga, so much for coming here. We'll be moving on to the next episode and I'll see you right there. Now, if the NGT, which is like, now you're saying it's the Green Tribunal, they are environmental experts, they are saying don't change anything. यहाँ से मतलब soil का ऐसा कुछ ये भी move नहीं होना चाहिए. तो वो फिर उन लोग ने कैसे चालू किया कि हम तो मेट्रो 3 बना रहे हैं मतलब.
तो दैट इज समथिंग अभी वो उनको जाके पूछना पड़ेगा अश्विनी भिड़े मैडम को, इज द एमडी ऑफ एमएमआरसीएल. ओके कि बाबा आप कोर्ट के ऑर्डर मानते क्यों नहीं हो.